we're just starting this relationship of meeting each other. So I
Yes,
had to
sir.
delve in and dive in and listen to
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
songs. And I'm up here like, yo, this dude is nice with it, man. So I would
Appreciate
listen
that,
to each
man.
song and I was like, yo, that Wins joint is kind of crazy, man.
Yeah,
So it was dope, and I was excited to listen to it. So y'all go make sure y'all check that project out. And shout out to
sir.
Toronto. I love going to
Yep,
Toronto as
yep.
well, man. So
Indeed.
shout out to them. But let's start from the beginning with it, man. So what's
Mhm.
the origin of your name and the area you represent?
Indeed. So I go by Azariah. I've been going by that, since the beginning, since I started this. I put my first project out in '05. You know what I'm saying? Azariah is biblical. My born name is Darius. You know what I'm saying? Some people say Darius, some say Darius. That's also biblical. I got like background, you know what I'm saying, in the church. My mom, is a Christian. She was Jehovah's Witness, you know what I'm saying? So when I was younger, just reading the Bible, I came across that name in like the book of Daniel, and it stuck with me. I wanted to do something different as an MC. Everybody little this, young that. And I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna just call myself Azariah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like on some prophet type stuff, you know what I mean? And been running with it ever since, man.
Yeah, and then where you're from? You're
Yeah,
from
yeah. So yeah, I'm from Rochester, New York, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was born in Florida, you know what I mean? My dad was in the Navy, but my people was from here. So I spent, all my life in Rochester. I've been, to the suburbs, hood, city, you know what I'm saying? But yeah,
yeah.
pretty much all around Rochester, man. That's where I represent, definitely.
And what is it like now that there is a light on Rochester because you have
Yeah.
rap out of there, right? Like
Mhm.
38 Special and so on and
Yeah.
so forth. What
Mhm.
has it been like currently, especially because you've been putting it down for so long with the lyrics
Indeed.
and putting music out.
Mhm.
And it's so wild because sometimes, like some of the greats from their area, it doesn't happen at that moment. And
Right,
then maybe like the generation under you or somebody close to you in your area, they get that
right.
light, and you like,
Yeah.
man, I was just about to give up on this, you know?
Nah, I hear you, man. Like
You
I'll be
know?
40. Yeah, I'll be 40 in November. I put my first project out, and like I said, '05. The
All right.
scene was a lot different. Yeah, guys like Spesh, Ito, you know what I'm saying? Guys like that got the light on them for the town. But
Right.
no knock to nobody. What I like that I just bring is just a different. I don't really have the war stories in the street background in terms of my subject matter, kind of what I represent. It's kind of like just, doing music from the heart and being authentic to my story and my experiences and my background. And from this area, I feel like kind of what I bring to the table is different because we know, for the street talk, the drug talk, the
Yeah.
gun talk. And that ain't really, I dabble in things here and there, but I really
Right.
just bring just MCing, man. You know what I'm saying? Just being an artist. So the scene is good. But like I said, when I was doing my thing, back '05, '06, '07,
Right.
as you know, the sound was different. The South had it, not no knock to them. It was a ringtone rap. Social media wasn't even really big, and I was still, making my bones and getting it in. And I never really deviated from, my style or how bring it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I know you just getting in tune, but if you check the discography, my Bandcamp Azariah.bandcamp.com got my discography from '07 and on. The first two
Okay.
projects I put out in '05 is not on there. I ain't put them on social media. They were on back then, like I know you remember MySpace. They was on then. My first project in 2005 was called The Chronicle. It was like a 13 track project. And then I put out a mixtape called What You Flow About. Those are the first installments that was in '05, '07 on. Pretty much everything's on Bandcamp. So yeah, man.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't get discouraged because I know what that's like when you're coming up, and especially when you're an older artist and you see maybe a younger artist get
Right.
on, other artists get on. You kind of can either make or break you as far as you get inspired and be like, oh, okay, let me make sure I'm ready and prepared, or it could be like, oh, I
Yeah.
missed my shot. I might
Right.
miss my shot.
Right.
And from hearing the music and hearing what you're putting out, you definitely haven't missed your shot, and it's only in due time. And you have
And it's
mentioned about like your oh, if you want to say something.
Yeah, I was just about to say, and then piggyback off what you're saying, it's like, you spend so much time just developing the craft and perfecting the art form. It's like, you know, all this time, because I've been performing for years, you know. I've
Right.
never been on like the national scene or on a really big stage, but just the incremental growth that I've been doing since '05, you know, doing shows, even traveling to do stuff when, you know, I still wasn't really known. I feel like it's getting me prepared for the point that hasn't even come yet. You know, so I'm still grinding. And one thing I like to say, two words, I stay humble. You know what I'm saying? Like I love
Yeah.
what I bring, you know what I'm saying? But I try to stay humble. I know people that, you know, listen to my music or get something for my music or support me, you know, it's not a given. They don't have to do that. So
Right.
I'm grateful and appreciative of the ones that do that, and brothers such as yourself who I grew up listening to, you know, that can kind of see like the real recognized real craftsman of it. You know, maybe not be the most popular or the most, gimmicky, but you know, okay, he got something with him, and
Right.
craftsmen and people that are about the art form, you know, can see that, and I appreciate that.